Hi, thank you for watching us here at Tax Talk UK. We've been asked if we can provide a brief summary of the actions that a contractor under the CIS scheme should be taking. And before we get on to that, if I could just ask you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. That way you'll easily be able to refer back to this information if you need to, as well as finding other information that we have available on a whole range of topics. And if you want to be notified of new content as we upload it, then please do click the notifications and turn those on too. So CIS, construction industry scheme, contractors, what is it that they need to do? A really brief summary. So we have some guidance that explains in more detail how the CIS scheme works and the responsibilities of the contractor and the subcontractor. But just to break it down, you've found out that you are going to be operating as a contractor, which means that you will be the one employing or engaging the subcontractors. They will give you their invoice for the work per their terms and the agreement that you've come to between you, and you will need to make CIS deductions. So the first thing that you need to do is to register for the CIS scheme. So this is linked to the PAYE scheme. So if you're already an employer and you actually employ people, don't forget that there's no CIS involved for employees, but you will already have the PAYE account, is why I mentioned that. So then you just need to call the CIS helpline. I will put the details in the description for you and ask them to register you as a contractor. And then you will be needing to register for a government gateway account if you don't already have one, and enable the CIS tax within there. So that might sound a little bit complex, but that's just a one-off. Once you're registered and you have your gateway account, you're all good to go. The thing that is really important for you to know is that once you are registered under the CIS scheme as a contractor, every single month HMRC will be expecting a contractor's monthly return. Now that is to the end of the payroll month, which runs to the 5th of each month and must be submitted within 2 weeks, so by the 19th of every month. Now, if you're submitting directly into the HMRC portal, you do have the option to notify and click the box to say that you don't intend to pay any subcontractors for the next 6 months. That is fine if you're sure that you don't. If you tick that box and then you find that you do, you will need to call the CIS helpline to ask them to open up the return within that period. And of course, the other danger is you get out of the routine and you forget. So if you do this, please do pop a note in your diary to remind you when the 6 month expires. Other than that, you must always by the 19th of the month. And if you find that actually you're not engaging any subcontractors anymore, and so you're no longer a contractor, then it's best to cancel the scheme, because as soon as the CIS returns late, then you will get into a penalty situation, which of course is something that we would want you to avoid. So you're registered, you've got your gateway account set up. So you log into your gateway account into the CIS portal, and you then need to verify your subcontractors. So in order to do that, you just need to ask them for their details, very basic details. You need to know if they're trading as an individual, a sole trader, or if they are a limited company. You'll need their UTR number, and you simply add them to your subcontractor list, and then you will see the option to verify them. Some of the MTD software that enables you to deal with your CIS through them, do allow you to verify through them. So that is also an option, perhaps a little bit more simple, because you will have to add them to the software if you're using that anyway. So the result of the verification will determine what rate of CIS that you need to deduct. So if it comes back the verification that they're verified at standard rate, then you deduct 20%. If they're not verified, you need to deduct 30%. And of course, if they think that they should be verified, or if they've just only just started doing this sort of work and they've forgotten to register for CIS, then they could quickly make that call, register themselves, and then you could re-verify. That's no problem either. And then some larger subcontractors may have been able to register for growth status, and then you would deduct 0%. And I always say 0% because it's important to remember that it's still subject to the CIS scheme. It's just that you're not actually deducting any CIS, but things like the reverse charge for VAT, if you're VAT registered, would still apply. So, so you've registered for CIS as a contractor, you've got your government gateway account, you've verified your subcontractors, you know what level of deduction you've got to make. So, so then going forward, what you need to do is maintain the records, of course, of their invoices, how much they've invoiced you and how much you've deducted when you come to make a payment for them. Again, if you're using MTD software that handles this for you, that will deal with all of the deductions, but it's still important for you to know what the software's supposed to be doing so that you can easily identify if there's been anything entered incorrectly. So labour costs are deducted at the appropriate rate of CIS for that subcontractor. If they have materials or such that they've also charged you, then those are not subject. And at the end of the month, you will tally up for this subcontract. This is the total amount that I've paid. This amount was labour, this amount was materials, and this was the amount of the CIS deduction. And before you submit, just do a quick tally that it comes to the right percentage from the labour. So you do need to report on your monthly return total amount of labour, total amount of materials, and CIS deduction. You submit that return by the 19th of every month, and also you then need to make the payment by the 19th of every month too. So I hope that this is helpful and, you know, sort of like just breaks down into a little bit more detail, a step-by-step summary for the contractors, so therefore the ones that are employing or engaging. Sorry, I shouldn't say employing, because I realise that that's confusing, because if someone's employed by you, then of course there's no CIS. And yes, that's pretty much it. Obviously, if you want more detailed overview of the CIS scheme and all about that and how it operates and what is being achieved, then do have a look at our more detailed guidance on that. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Please do remember to subscribe to our channel. Take care. Bye.